last time. That's what I get for bragging that mine wasn't squeaky.
Here, it lost it again. Jeez.
All thumbs.
Well, it drives me nuts.
Do you, I don't know, do you guys have the same issue when you're texting? Your thumb will hit either the wrong button or hit like 3 buttons at a time. And if autocorrect doesn't correct it, it looks like one conjobbled message that just looks horrible.
Well, see, I always use the voice to text.
Oh, okay.
And if you don't proofread, boy, you got some crazy stuff going on
Yeah.
sometimes.
I'm going to pick up my English. I
Okay.
apparently don't speak it good enough.
I'm ready when you are.
Okay. You ready? Okay. Good morning, everyone. This is a regular scheduled meeting of County Commissioner meeting in Griggs County, May 19th, 2025. Everybody, please rise for pledge of allegiance, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you.
I know,
Sure we do that.
because
Uh,
we need one today outside.
Roll call. Zorn,
Here.
Edlin,
Here,
Averill,
Here.
Ellison,
Here.
and Tramby's here. So I need a motion to approve the agenda, please.
I'll make the motion to approve the agenda.
Motion by Edlin to approve the agenda. Do we have a second on that?
I'll second that.
Second by Zorn. Any discussion? Any discussion? One last time. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Same sign. Motion carried. Thank you. I need to look at the minutes of May 5th and the 13th and look through those quick and see if there's any additions or subtractions to that. So.
I'll make a motion to approve, excuse me, the May 5th and the May 13th meeting minutes and dispense with the reading.
Okay, motion by Edlin to approve the agenda or to approve the minutes. And do we have a second?
Second. I'll second it. I'm second.
Oh. Second. Anyway, so I Edlin approved or made the motion to approve and a second from Averill. All in favor of approving the minutes of the 2 times, say aye.
Aye.
Same sign, or motion nay, same sign, motion carried, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, one of those days. Bills, can we look at the bills here, guys, please? On that one. Let me look at something here. Oh, there they go. Okay, never mind. Yeah. Okay. Give me a second here. I'll look at a couple here.
So they can put the arm if you want to.
Oh, I see.
Oh, it's just 1 page? Oh, no, it's 2.
2 pages. I'm guessing that bill for the maintainers is in here for the. Did you get that in there, Sam? For the, we paid them? Sam?
Just
No.
1 second.
Okay. It's Monday, you know.
Sam, is it?
Yep, right there.
Huh?
Yeah, it's in there.
Yep.
61 or 61,000 or something like that.
180.
180,000.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah. Okay. That's the big one in there. That's for the 3 maintainers we just got delivered from Butler here last
Lease
week.
Agreement or whatever.
Yeah, lease. Yeah. That's what that's for. So, okay.
I make a motion to approve the expenses.
Okay, motion by Edlin to approve the bills to pay. Do I have a second?
I second it.
Second by Olson. I'll make a voice vote. Zorn,
Aye.
Edlin,
Aye.
Averill,
Aye.
Olson,
Aye.
and Tramby votes aye. So motion carried. So, okay. So we have a guest here. I see.
Yes.
Okay,
Would you like?
right there, please, you would. We have her name is Caitlin Atkinson. Atkinson. She's with Vision, bleh, must be Monday. Vision Zero on that one for this. You work for DOT or kind of
I can explain.
explain it? Yes.
There's some
The floor is yours. So
layers to that one. I'm going to share this document with you guys. This is just some data for all of you to take a peek at. I'm gonna keep one. I'll do that.
okay.
So again, I'm Caitlin Atkinson. I'm the Vision Zero Regional Coordinator for Northeastern North Dakota. You guys are about as far south as I go. I go all the way up to the Canadian border. And our goal is to reduce motor vehicle fatalities and serious injuries on North Dakota roads. I am housed out of the Grand Forks County Sheriff's Office, but my funding comes through the federal funding received through the DOT. It's subgranted to the Association of Counties, and then they oversee the program as a whole. Like I said, our goal is to reduce motor vehicle fatalities to zero. A lot of you are probably thinking that is a fairly lofty goal, but fun fact, Griggs County from the years of 2019 to 2023 actually had 0 fatalities. So your county is doing great. I love to see it. I don't know about 2024. I don't have that data quite yet. That just got finalized. But for the state, we actually only had, I say only, and that's a big success, but only 89 fatalities in the state. That is the lowest we've had in over 24 years. So that's a really huge accomplishment that we are seeing in North Dakota. That is a pretty large drop considering the year before we were at 106.
That is quite a drop.
That was a big drop. The year before that we were at 98, so we saw a little bit of a peak, drop back down to a new record low for the last 24 years. So we're really excited about that, but we're not at 0. That's 89 lives. That's 89 people that didn't get to go home at the end of the day, and that's 89 families that were impacted. So our work is far from done. Unfortunately, I still have a job. If I can work myself out of a job, I will take it. That would be a great day for me. I did bring Griggs County specific data. As I mentioned, you guys didn't have any fatalities for this 5-year span, but there were still some serious injuries. None of them are within city limits as it appears. All of them were considered rural, severe crashes. If you go to the second page, about just under halfway down, or just over halfway down, manner of crash, you'll see that 70% of these were non-collisions. So that means 70% of these were road departures, rollovers, that sort of thing. We're not seeing a huge number of vehicle-to-vehicle collisions. Law enforcement, if you see a disagreement in that for maybe 2024, let us know. Feel free to jump in. But that means that we're looking at some pretty significant driver behavior that is causing these crashes. Maybe it's drowsiness, maybe it's alcohol-induced, maybe it's distraction. All of those are things we're seeing across the state. The section right under that is road surface conditions, and you'll see 80% of the severe crashes were actually on dry roads. So we're not seeing winter driving conditions being a major contributor to this as well.
That's interesting.
It is. In North Dakota, we kind of jump into this mindset of, probably a lot of these severe crashes are caused by bad roads.
Yeah.
And that's really tends to not be the case, which is also a positive. It's things we can correct and fix. If you go to the last page, the other one section that I did want to cover was weather conditions. This kind of ties into that last one. Most of these severe crashes are happening in clear weather conditions. We're not seeing again during the blizzards or on bad roads. These are really happening on just day-to-day commutes. People tend to get more complacent. They tend to be less concerned with the roads, so they maybe pay less attention. So really it does focus in on it is the decisions people are making behind the wheel. The last section, I guess, to touch on would be the driver age. 60% are actually 33 or younger. So it is kind of a younger population that are accounting for a bulk of these as well. And that's kind of where my job comes in. Because we're seeing so many of these issues contributed to driver behavior, there's things we can do. There's messaging we can put out. There are activities and engagements that we can have with your population to see if we can convince them to think twice before they maybe send a text, before they go maybe 5 over, 6 over, 7 over, because we know speed is related to more crashes, especially more serious crashes. drinking and driving. That's an issue, not any specific part of the state. We know that North Dakota is unfortunately a leader in that.
Is the last topic, has that been going down last few years?
Which one?
The DUI ones, has that been going down?
We're still sitting towards the top of the state. I'm trying to think the
You follow what I'm
last.
saying? I mean,
Yep.
percentage wise.
Yep. I can check
That's
on the
fine.
last crash report. I don't have that one in front of me. Every time there's a fatal crash, I get an email from Maria, and I love Maria. She's the sweetest person ever, but I hate when she sends me an email because that means somebody died. So in that, it compares current years to past years and how that looks a little bit different. And so I can actually pull that up before I go and let
Okay,
you know
just
what that
curious.
looks like. Yes, absolutely. That's a great question. One area we are seeing slowly decrease, and this greatly does connect to the lower fatality rates, is our unbelted fatalities.
Oh,
We're seeing significantly less unbelted fatalities for 2024 than we have in the past. And we are going out on a limb that that probably has something to do with the primary seatbelt law that was passed in 2023.
and probably your click it or ticket ad campaign too.
That does help, yes. So the DOT provides overtime funding for that. And so law enforcement can apply for those funds to be able to throw their staff out on overtime, and they go out and that's all they do. With the primary seatbelt law, yeah, it's a little bit easier to pull people over. They don't have to be doing anything else to get pulled over, and then they can get that citation. So that did help that situation. And those numbers did go up last year with that primary belt law in place.
But that citations went up, but the belted crashes are better. I mean, it was a positive, what you're saying.
It was,
Yeah.
yes, yep.
Okay.
If people can be deterred for whatever reason, maybe they don't want the $20 ticket, maybe they don't want to waste their time getting pulled over, maybe they don't want their insurance to go up, that sort of stuff, that makes a big difference.
Yeah, speaking of insurance, I was talking to my insurance agent. She said, even a ticket now will screw up your insurance, she says.
Yep.
And for a seatbelt, she says, surprisingly, she said.
That'll actually change again come August 1st. Not this session that just got over, but the one before it. They actually passed a bill that would require all citations to get reported to your insurance, where before it was 2 points or more.
Okay,
They reverted that this session because it was impacting
insurance.
insurance, even for the people that were.
Good drivers.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So they did flip that back this session, so that should go into effect August 1st.
Okay,
So, where I'm gonna come in, I'm not a law enforcement officer. I may work for the sheriff's office in Grand Forks County, but I don't get a badge. I'm not sworn. I'm none of the things. I don't get to drive a marked squad car, pull people over. That's not my job. My job is to prevent that from happening in the first place. So a lot of times we will take our tools, anything from our computer simulator that simulates distracted and impaired driving, to our pedal cart where we put the drunk goggles on teenagers and drive around their school gym, to we will always do the Foster County Fair with that pedal cart, and then our drowsy and distracted goggles that simulate that driving issue. On top of that, we can go in and do presentations K through 12 with impacting drivers. We talk about seatbelts, the simple choices that people make, even with those little kids, right? I have a 2.5-year-old son. His name is Knox, and I love him to the end of the world. But oh my gosh, does that kid have a mouth on him? And he can just chat and chat and chat. And so I have conversations with him even at 2.5, just about 3, about, hey, when you do this, this is very distracting for mommy when I'm trying to drive on the road. So let's ask those questions when we get home. And thankfully, he's been pretty receptive. As my daughter gets older, I doubt that will be the case. She's a little bit more of a spitfire. I got my hands full. But that being said, we're then having conversations at the high school level as well. We know that teens account for 5% of our drivers, but 20% of our crashes
our teens.
are teens.
Yeah.
And so we don't want to see that trend continue. We'd like to level that out a little bit. If they're 5% of our drivers, let's have them be 5% of our crashes. And to do that, we talk about the choices that they're making. We talk about graduated driver's licensing because that's all there for a reason as well. And so K through 12, we're talking about that. I've actually spoke at the North Central Safety Association meeting. I did that a month ago or so. And so anywhere from professional to little kiddos, we're there for it. And I'm happy to attend. I've been working with the sheriff's office here to look at bike safety and kind of bringing in some Safe Kids resources as well. I have a great partnership with them. So the opportunities really are truly endless. And so I guess I would love to know if you guys see any issues that you would like me to be aware of or involved in, and open that up to you guys or questions you might have for me.
You'll also be at our golf tournament.
I will, yes.
You wanna, it's gonna do like an impaired driving deal
Okay.
on one of the greens, so
Cool. Okay.
education.
So what are your thoughts on this, Amber? And the report stuff?
Well, we've been trying to get, I mean, they were at the school not too long ago, so we try to get them involved in our community. And do what we can to get the education out there.
Okay.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
And another program we can look at is Vision Zero Schools. That's a program that actually the school and the students take on the Vision Zero message, and it becomes a peer-to-peer program. It's had a lot of success down in Oaks and Lemoore. They've done amazing things just because they have such a supportive administration. Larimore, up in Grand Forks County just signed on, and so this next school year will be their first school year pushing that out, but they had their launch at the end of April.
Hmm.
Brought out the pedal cart, we had law enforcement there, sheriff's office and highway patrol, because the sheriff's office already covers them for regular patrol. And they had drunk goggles and distracted goggles, and they got to kind of experience that, and we got to have some really good conversations. So that's another program that really is taking off. It is a 2-year commitment. We, through the DOT, actually put a lot of money and time into that program just because we know that peer-to-peer messaging is so effective. And so we kind of hand our messaging to them and let them build it, and then we support them in the ways that they see fit. So
What does something like that cost to bring in to a school? You have any idea on that?
there's no cost to the school unless they do things that we can't physically cover just because of federal funding restrictions. But I don't really think there's been much of that outside of like, a lot of times the students want shirts. They go around, they find a local sponsor and they cover that. So it's still not coming out of the school's pocket, but it is funded outside of federal funds.
Mhm.
Any more questions, guys? What do you guys think?
One question. It doesn't really say it on here, and I'm probably just want to make sure. None of these involve like deer collisions or nothing like that. Like people hitting deer and fatally getting hurt from that, stuff like that.
So if they were killed because of their crash, it would be included in this.
Okay.
We do account for animals because we know they're a huge issue in North Dakota. Those dang deer they're just
Well,
magnets.
that's
Cars.
why I asked,
Dumb
'cause I
deer.
know
It's fair.
usually when somebody hits a deer, depending on how fast they're going and they can't slow down, it can be,
Yes, it can get
they
bad.
can get hurt.
Or
Correct.
swerve to miss a deer
Yeah.
and then they end
That's
up in a
almost
ditch
worse.
or,
Yeah.
you know,
Yep.
how many of these accidents are animal
Related.
related yet?
I can double check.
I mean, it didn't, I'm sure none of them are, but I just want to make sure.
They very well could be. So if it's like, say they swerve, right? That would be still could probably consider a lane departure, but there usually is another category in here that would flag it as animal related as
Okay.
well.
Oh,
So
You count deaths on Native American reservations.
the complicated part with reservations is they are a sovereign nation. So they kind of
So you
house their
don't
own
count-
data.
You don't count them.
If they report it, we do.
Most of them don't report it though.
Yeah. If highway patrol responds, because oftentimes they will get,
Only
Pulled
on,
back?
only if the car stays on the road,
I am.
not in the ditch.
I'm definitely not an expert in that area. But usually if highway patrol is on scene and asked to support, we can usually,
Well, I was
incorporate
involved in some of that, so.
good to know. It makes things complicated and it can skew our data a little bit.
I mean, yeah, that's.
So that's all on more federal side anyways, isn't it?
Yeah, like I said, with them being a sovereign nation, they get to hold that data and they get to choose if they want to share it or not.
That would just mean some of the numbers, the one we're talking about, North Dakota, don't
Yes,
quite include all of them.
correct. When I look at Rolette County, a large chunk of their county is a reservation. And so we do miss some of that data. But I think it was 2023, they still accounted for 10% of our fatal crashes in their one county without the reservation reporting. So thankfully, we're still getting some really good data, but yes, we do miss that chunk of it.
So I'll bring up the question that been bugging me. Going up to 80 miles an hour in the speed limit on interstate. My opinion, I'm kind of against that, but what are you guys' thoughts on that?
Legislation has made their call.
I know.
We are grateful that we are seeing an increase in the speed fines that came in with that bill.
That's right.
So hopefully our goal would be that at least that's maybe a deterrent to help keep people at a more reasonable speed. Maybe they're not going 5 over, but maybe 3 over. We're maybe more likely to see highway patrol lower that 5 mile an hour buffer,
Okay.
but that's officer to officer,
Officer.
at their discretion. So I do think it will make an impact having those increased speeding fines. I know it makes a difference in South Dakota.
Yeah, and
Minnesota,
Minnesota's
same
really
thing.
bad. Yeah.
So hopefully, with that little bit of an increase, we're still nowhere near where Minnesota or South Dakota is,
No.
but it's more. And so hopefully our North Dakota drivers are like, maybe we'll keep it a little more reasonable.
Yeah. Well, I know when I've been in Montana quite a few times. I tell you what, the North Dakota interstates are really good. You hit the Montana line,
Yeah,
I'm not saying you hit interstate in Montana, you know that, Ron.
Mhm.
You know, the roads they're not nearly as good as ours. There's no question about that.
right.
And then of course they're 80 there.
Mhm.
You run 80 miles an hour in Montana, you better be on top of it. You don't daydream.
Yep.
Like here, you can kind of daydream a little bit, but not there.
Our
You're
interstates
not
are,
supposed to, it's
I know.
at 0
Yeah, I know.
fatalities. You're
Yeah, I know.
supposed to stay away.
I know you're supposed to wait, but it's a sarcastic.
So what are you
Anyway.
saying, Scott? We could daydream when we drive or what?
Well, I'm just saying that, it's more relaxing here in North Dakota versus.
I know, we got, I know,
It's
we've,
fun.
especially in the last, 48 years, I know the last legislation really pumped money into our roads to really help make our
Yep.
roads safer. So that does help out quite a bit.
it does. And that is a huge part of Vision Zero. If we have safe roads, that helps to make sure that people are, it's up to code. It's up to where it should be, up to those standards. So we're not having curves that people are going into too fast. We're not having these awful, terrible, broken up roads that are maybe slowing people down and then someone comes up flying behind them.
Yeah.
So that definitely is part of it. Part of our 4Es, that engineering piece. On top of that, EMS. We're very rural. We tend to have slower response times than the more urban areas. That comes into play. Enforcement. It's a huge piece of it. If they see law enforcement, they're more likely to abide by the laws to avoid getting pulled over. And then there's my position with the education. So those are kind of the 4Es we look at
Yeah.
the most.
And then I know too, especially, a lot of company, like if you drive a company vehicle, insurances, they're getting really, really fussy even on speeding tickets and everything else.
Yep.
You get a couple speeding tickets, they'll kick you off till they come off.
Yep.
It's really comical. My dad works for Minn-Kota Power and he's in their tech field. And he is responsible, or his team is responsible for putting in like GPS and into the vehicle so
Oh,
they
they can
know where
track-
they're
they
at,
can
how
track.
fast they're going.
Yep.
And there was one day, the system got screwed up somehow. And my dad's boss is calling and he goes, "What are you doing going 90?" And he's like, "Not going 90. Like, what are you talking about?" And so it turns out there was something glitched somewhere. But they're on top of it. If you're going too fast, you're gonna get a call from your boss. So that's kind of a cool thing that they've implemented. And that is becoming something we're seeing more and more often.
Any other questions for her, guys? No?
As long as, sounds like you guys are doing what you
Yeah.
can, which is really
That's
good.
good.
We can always do more. So if you guys ever have community events, I know we've been in touch a few times, but we're always here for it. Try to make the trip. And even if I can't be here, we have a lot of stuff we can send to someone to run here. The computer simulator is a prime example. It's in Devil's Lake at Camp Grafton right now. And they are doing like a military family safety night. I couldn't be there for the event. I already had something else going on.
Yeah.
So I got them my equipment and they can utilize it. It's simple enough for them to use. Anything from that to banners to PSAs, you name it, we can usually make something happen.
It'll be something good for,
Yeah.
Yes.
when they do Cooper Day.
The bottom line sounds like it's definitely making a big difference,
We're trying.
which is good. So, anything else for her, guys? Okay.
Perfect.
Thank you for your time.
Yes, thank you for having me.
Sure appreciate you coming.
Yes,
Yeah, thank you.
This is
absolutely.
definitely,
Thank you.
This is good.
Absolutely. If you guys ever need more data or
Yep.
have any questions,
We will
Let me
do
know.
that. Anyway.
thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So next is Treasurer Eli and Tax Director Morris. Payment under protest. Do we have Morris on?
Or know that you guys are ready.
Okay, on the Zoom here? That will work. So, anyway. So,
If you want to go on to the bank signatures
yeah, we can do that.
first, and then I have Maddie
Yeah.
coming in, so.
We need for the bank signatures. What do you?
Bank signatures, I do need to update, my new deputy, including her, so if
Okay.
I just need a motion to do
Okay.
that, and then we'll be good to go.
Okay. So do I have a motion to,
I'll make that
approve
motion.
so your deputy is, Emily, sorry.
Yep. Nope, you're good.
Emily to, sign the bank signatures for us. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Second by Zorn. So first by Abriel, second by Zorn. In discussion. I keep forgetting to do that. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Same sign, motion, same nay, same sign. Motion carried.
Thank
Thanks.
you so much.
Yep. Okay, that was easy.
Hmm.
Okay. I see Maddie's here. You got Linda up yet?
Come on down, Maddie.
No, it's just
just-
Maddie.
Oh,
Yeah,
just
it's
you.
just me.
Oh, just you. Okay. Go ahead.
Just
Maddie.
me. Okay, so I actually talked to Tasha
Okay.
Kruger this morning because she's the one who did the assessing of Broughton's property. And it did go up quite a bit, but they built a brand new cabin, so that is why. She said that she did send them a notice of increase. They were supposed to, if they had issues, go to township first,
Mhm.
discuss, but she said they never did show up.
To the tax.
To the tax equalization meeting, yep, and yep, the letter was sent before that. And as she just said, yep, they built a beautiful lake cabin. She said, and that's why it is so much higher, because she's like, it's brand new. The ones surrounding it obviously are not anywhere near
Mhm.
Mhm.
what this new one is, so. That's all the information I got so far. Your guys' next steps, I'm not too certain on. But
The cabin was quite a bit bigger than the original cabin too, wasn't it?
I'm assuming,
So I should step in here probably under 57/2020, a person has the ability to pay their taxes under protest. That goes to the treasurer. When they pay their taxes under protest under 57/2020, they have 60 days to either apply for an abatement or request a hearing from the commission. And at that point, I believe then the money just goes in the treasury. But for that time, the money is held. And we have it, the ball is pretty much in the court of the individual that's protesting.
So this was filed, was it 2 weeks ago? It was filed, right? 2 weeks, the last
His-
meeting?
his protest
That's
payment
fine.
was done when he paid his taxes, but then he had the 60 days to fill out
The f-
the form, so he did that.
He
and
did
then-
that, so that's.
So he did do that, Jamie. He did fill out that form.
Yep,
When?
Okay, he did do that.
It was a form that you showed us last meeting, correct?
yep.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
right.
Okay, then at that point, it's up to the commission to take a look at it and make a determination. I guess I would recommend not making a determination this meeting and getting some more information.
More information, like more of the value increase and everything with a new cabin, correct?
So you're saying we should table it for this time and do some more research on it, Amy?
It's probably.
Yeah, I think so. I think maybe Tasha should come in or give a report or whatever. But I think you guys probably should have some more information.
Okay,
Okay,
makes sense.
I can ask Tasha if she would
come in.
come to the next one.
Okay.
Yeah,
No.
you guys are okay with that?
Yep.
Okay,
Okay, we'll table it for
Okay,
next
yeah.
meeting then.
I'll get a
So,
hold of Tasha then, and
okay,
see if she'll come to the next
Yeah.
one.
thanks. Maddie.
Yes, yes.
Appreciate it. Next item is, Mr. Wayne Owen, how would you like to come next, please? Road superintendent?
I don't know. I don't have the road boss.
You're the road boss. yeah.
Must be the seal coat.
Yeah.
Oh, and we need a motion on that.
yep.
That's right.
Yep, we do have
Need a
that.
motion on that. I think Jamie probably looked it over.
He did, and I did get an email back from him that said that it was good to go. You're good to go with that, Jamie?
Yeah. Yep. I think everything.
This is the airport seal coat, right? Airport seal coat.
Road, yeah. County Road 19.
And we either have money from us or we get funds from the state.
It's paid for by the state. It's
Okay.
our funds, 80% is paid. And then they pay the whole thing and we reimburse them 19.7%.
Nice.
Typical.
Well,
Yeah. So I need a motion to approve that.
I'll make the motion.
Okay, motion by Avriel to approve it. Do you have a second?
I'll second that.
Second by Zorn. Any discussion? Any discussion? Do we need a voice vote in this one or not?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
we do in this one. Okay. Lost my train of thought there.
Okay.
Second by Zorn. Roll call vote on this one. So Zorn,
Aye.
Edlin,
Aye.
Avriel.
Aye.
Olson,
Aye.
and Trombley votes aye. Motion carried. Okay. Okay, next item is, anything else,
say
Wayne?
one thing,
Yeah, go ahead, Wayne.
Butler Day tomorrow.
Yep.
Oh, lunch. I won't be there. I know. Sorry.
Maybe we can save you a mistake.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And then I do have another. one.
Anyway, they're
Okay.
coming tomorrow morning. I don't know what time they're gonna get there at the shop, but then they're gonna go around the machines with the guys that are gonna be operating. Explain all the different things they can do with him and where, you know, how to change the oil, which they're probably know, but, and then around noon, then we're gonna have a meal up here rather than at the shop, because we've got tables, chairs.
Okay,
What time they start there?
I think they'll be there around 9:30 or
Oh, yeah.
10.
Okay.
Machines are all there, they're all delivered,
Do you have the pen?
oh, sorry.
they all
No, you're good.
Pictures with commissioners
Yeah, what's the, yeah,
and machines and
you gonna be around tomorrow, Rod?
I think so.
Okay. You're busy, of course.
I'll see what I can do. I can't promise anything. I'm gonna be busy, but maybe I can change my schedule or something.
What time would they do pictures?
I don't know yet.
No, yeah, that's fine.
Everybody is there, I guess.
There you go.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, you can just cut me in.
Yeah,
Photoshop.
Yep.
anyway.
And then Jamie, I have a spot that you need to sign on this more seal coat. So whenever you're in, if you'll just come to my office.
Yeah, it should be today or tomorrow morning.
Awesome. Thank you.
Suppose that picture's going on Cooper paper too, so.
Okay.
She's here that day.
Anything else, Wayne?
That's all, I guess.
Okay,
Everything's going pretty good.
When are
okay.
they gonna start on the seal coat?
Well, they pulled all the chips in.
Yep.
Last week. I don't know when they're gonna start.
I see they've been doing some like the Laverne Road and all that. Been busy doing a few others, so.
I think there's some patches that have to be done first. There's some bus breaking up down south there. and
Yeah, by the
couple
church.
culverts that replaced it,
It's broke
Down
up.
by Union there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
broke up down there.
yeah. So that can be done by border states, I think that must be.
Are you gonna,
some Contract.
are you gonna try to fix that, like Craig Stockman's or that culvert, that big dip? No,
I probably can, I don't think that was marked on the original damage report that I did.
okay,
As it comes up, it goes down, that's the problem with them.
yeah.
Ships in the winter or whatever.
Okay. Okay, thank you, Wayne.
Yep, thank you.
Yeah. So do we have Mr. Palm here yet?
Hmm.
What else can we talk about?
Anybody know what size county mower we got out here? I mean, our mower that was in the back, that John Deere mower.
I got me in that one, Lauren.
Who's got the key for it?
What'd you say? You got somebody doing it right now, don't you?
Why, Lauren?
I was just looking at the size.
Okay, yeah.
There we go.
It's maybe, depending on everything else,
I just in the middle of
but
something.
a zero
It was
turn
low.
is really
Yeah, as long as it's good.
a lot more efficient.
Yeah, we know.
No, I mean,
I agree.
and it's maybe not to bring it up at this meeting.
Yeah.
Well, it's down here. Old courthouse, new courthouse is where we're discussing.
Okay, discuss that.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
Very good.
that works.
Travis is on his way, so
Okay.
I guess if you
What do you
guys
wanna
just
do?
wanna.
You want to do the county property auction?
Sure.
What's-
Okay, so, we do have a few things in the courthouse that we would like to start getting rid of. So I just thought that this was a good time to talk to all department heads and get a list together of things that they would like to see. Because we can't sell anything county property without putting it out for bids. So if you guys are okay with all the department heads getting together, we'll make up a list, we'll put it in the paper, and then you guys just will open bids at the next meeting.
Mhm.
Or two meetings, or whatever, whenever I can get a list
List
together
together,
and we'll
sure.
put that in there, if that's okay with you guys.
And then you got put on the website and in the paper then too?
Yep, yep,
Probably put a disclaimer that we don't have to accept all bids.
yep, perfect. Are we good with that? That I can
Yeah.
just go ahead and
Yes.
get that together? Perfect, awesome.
Yeah, sounds good to us.
Okay.
I know Travis, when he cleaned that out, he found a bunch of old monitors back there.
All monitors, and the monitors we actually have to pay to get rid of. We would have to pay, I think, 15 or something dollars per monitor to get rid of them. So if we can just sell them, for whatever, that would be the best. So
Okay.
that's kind of what's striking it. And then with the office chains and stuff like that, there's other,
Clean
furniture and stuff
closets
like
and-
that.
oh,
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yep.
Furniture.
So we'll get a list put together and I can put that in the paper and we'll just open it after that. So.
What's going on with the Ford pickup down there, Wayne? Didn't we sell that?
Pardon?
That
Oh,
your
yeah,
old Ford, didn't we sell that?
Yeah,
They haven't got it, huh?
That reminds me, what are we gonna do with the old Dodge there, old sheriff's pickup? Are we gonna auction that off, or are you guys taking that?
You mean the one out back here, you mean?
Yes,
She wants to keep it for a little while longer because all the lights are still in it.
okay,
Because she's gonna lose the pickup here in June or July for about a couple weeks.
okay,
That's with the cage in and stuff.
okay,
So she wants to use that as backup.
okay,
No, so don't do anything till then, she said.
okay, that's
Yeah.
fine, just so.
After that, I guess we'll have to sell it on, or,
Unless you
Amber
guys-
thought to probably
Yeah.
use that as our weed pickup instead of the gray one. She said that one is probably in better
Or-
shape than the gray one would be.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Something you could rotate through
Okay.
maybe.
So just a,
in between, yeah.
yeah, just a mention of that if you guys are in favor of that, just
Yeah.
to kind of swap
Yeah.
those two.
Yeah,
no Air Force.
okay, that'll work.
Cause his dog
Yeah.
was missing.
Do you want to go to,
We could go on to new court.
Old courthouse, new courthouse?
Sure.
Let's do that. Yeah, go ahead, Steph, get your ball.
At the last meeting,
Oh.
we,
Hold on.
Oh, sorry.
Wayne had one more
What
question.
question?
What about the gravel trailer? That the one that's sale?
Oh, that's true. Yeah, because I've had a couple people ask about those, actually, the one. The belly dump one we're replacing. Yeah, we must put that on there too.
Yeah, could just as well.
Yeah,
Unless, I mean, because you guys aren't gonna ever need it or use it.
No.
right?
Bring the
Get rid of
specs,
it.
bring the specs up to Sam so she can
Yeah.
get it on there.
Do you guys want to see the list before I put it in the paper? Or are you good with me just putting it in the
I
paper?
think,
I'm pretty good with you guys know what you guys
What
gonna
needs
use and
to-
not use and what
yeah.
inventory it is.
Perfect.
Cause if it's not in use, there are some chairs and stuff in the hallways right now.
Jamie, you have
So
something to say?
some of that stuff might not need to go on the list. For bids, a lot of, I guess. Things need to go up for bids if it's not a de minimis value. So if, say it's $100, I don't think it needs to go up for bids. I think it would cost more to dispose of it than that would be for the county, and that's fine. It's the things that aren't of de minimis value that need to go up for bids.
So we could just throw those things in the dumpster and be okay?
Yeah, I mean, if there's no value to something, it can be
Okay.
thrown away.
What is that broken desk
Mhm.
that noticed there? Cleaning out the closets, there was a lot to do. So I did say that some evening this week I'll help clean out they have some closets that they need to in the swappings. There's just so much stuff.
Is there any way we could just have them out for bids, and then if we don't sell them in the 2 weeks, we just throw them away?
Yeah, absolutely.
We can,
But just remember the paper prints
yeah.
or
Okay.
charges
Paper
per,
ad is
per
gonna
inch or
be
per word.
expensive.
Okay.
You know,
I
so
was
if we're,
just-
if we're putting in like
I
things
get
that
what
we
you're
could
saying now.
just throw
Yeah.
away, I mean, that ad's gonna be pretty big and
Okay.
it is. But it's totally up to you, I guess.
Okay.
Time to throw it away.
Yeah, if you feel there's no value to it, I have.
You guys know, the value better than we do.
I mean, obviously.
And I mean, if we put it out on the curb, I mean, people can come and grab it, you know.
That happens quite a bit.
Yeah, so.
It's the scavengers. You bet. Why people do it.
Even those monitors, if somebody wants them, let them have. 'em.
Please have them, yeah.
What's the
yeah.
old saying? Somebody else's treasure, somebody's, what's that?
Somebody
else's
else's
trash
trash
is
is one
Yeah,
person's
that's
trash.
right. Pretty true on that one.
Well, that's your mind.
Anyway, okay, I think we got to figure it out.
Were you guys just talking about the monitors back there?
Yes.
Okay, so we can't actually throw those away for recycling reasons. They have to be properly disposed of, so give them to the public to use, whether we sell it really cheap or
Give away.
give it away is, and you know, it's taxpayers' dollars. So if somebody in the community can utilize them and use them, they still
Yeah.
function, so
Oh, they do.
why not? Well, we turn them on, we power them up,
Oh,
make sure we see a screen, the boot screen on it, and then we mark them as such
Yeah.
for it,
So
so.
those actually probably should be advertised to try and give away,
Okay, perfect.
you know, because if we can't get rid of them.
Yeah, I was putting like, I guess when I was talking to Samantha, like $5 or less per one if
Okay.
or if you guys wanted, it's completely up to you as far as how many you want to do those, but we did save a few of them out of the group just for the bigger ones, for spares already, and we did swap out a few from some other employees already to give them a bigger one for that, so.
okay.
And then if we don't sell them, we were thinking just take them down to the thrift store and see if they would like them as
Sure.
well. So
That's me.
you're good,
Is that you?
Yeah.
That's you, okay.
but I think are we good with that?
Yeah, I think so. What do you think, guys? You guys?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, you know, if there's something like that, we obviously have to advertise, but, you know, obviously it's an old desk or whatever else. Don't see why we can't just take one, but that's.
Advertise the good stuff.
Okay. Well, Mr. Palm, what do you have for us?
We started working on the IP camera installation here last week. We should finish up this week for that, hence why you saw the ceiling tiles opened up everywhere, but we should get everything mounted. Hopefully the weather cooperates us for doing the outside ones, but we'll at least get the inside cameras mounted for you on that then, so.
Okay.
And then we did with the door access control system, we worked with the sheriff's department. We identified one item that we think would benefit from this additional security. Right now, they just have an old lockbox for the keys, so that's all the city keys they have, all the vehicle keys, and what else not they utilize for the community. So Electro Watchman does have the ability to put one of those boxes on the same control system that does the doors then. So they can use then their badge to open up the key that's logged for
Oh.
that, for stuff like that too. So that was one thing that I guess I was working with them as far as that would be a benefit to them, I guess. So I did have Electro Watchman do another quote for just adding that piece of equipment on. So a new box, labor, and all the interfacing control hardware is $3,324. So I'm not sure if that's something you guys would entertain adding to that project for that, I guess, but.
I think that sounds good. Security is, knowing who fobs in and takes them is always so nice. We use it all the time with the med carts and stuff. It's like, so, you know, this went missing. Who was the last person in the med cart and, you know, that kind of thing. So I do like that. And the funds, we currently still have the funds in the ARPA because we were under our first quote. So
Yes.
this would just be ARPA funds.
Yeah, it's not
taken up
going
to-
above and beyond that was already allocated for that one, but obviously it's an additional project. That's why nothing's been approved until
Right.
you guys actually say we could do that to add on, I guess, so.
Okay.
But it would still be under that 190 that was allocated for that
Okay.
project, so.
I make a motion to add on to the security
Lockbox.
lockbox. Thank you.
Okay, motion by Edlin. Do we have a second on that?
I'll second that.
Second by Josh. Averill. Any discussion? Guys, any discussion?
Is
And go ahead.
does Amber want this?
I don't know. What do you?
Yes,
She
so
does.
we're
Okay.
speaking with Amber and Danny.
Okay.
That's how we came about it. Because we had to move their current box that's in there for the new TVs for the cameras. And that was one of the things we're discussing was, well, where do you want to put this? And, they kind of, it's kind of a pain in the butt with it a little bit. It's also small. They had two of them. So this would be a larger unit and then would have the control access system for them. So they both were mentioned that would be a benefit for them too. Like I said, too, that allows us then, they don't have to actually go find another key. That's their same badge and fob works for that
Okay.
system well, and then it's logged too. So that's one of the big things is, who was in there, who was the
Took
last
it,
person.
took it,
Yeah. So we have a little more paper trails,
Record, yeah.
what's going in there for stuff. So
I'll say when we started with the Netta with the fob system, we started with like 19 doors and we're like, that's all we need in our mind. 43 doors later, it was like, we just kept adding things. It's like, oh, can we fob this? Cause it's just so nice.
Well, also too, it's like our tax director's office, our sheriff's department, a lot, they deal with a lot of sensitive data, evidence, everything else. That's also why it's a big
yeah.
Yep.
key issue. So protecting all the information of the taxpayers is probably, to me, one of the number one things.
And yeah, like I said, this is an easy add-on while they're here doing it.
Yep.
Yeah, they're already here. You're right.
Right.
But
Okay. So, okay, we'll do a voice vote in this one because it's money again. So Zorn,
I'm a no.
okay, Edlin,
Aye.
Ariel,
I,
Ellison,
Aye.
I'll vote aye. So motion carried. So,
and then on the note of the door access control, right now we're scheduled for the 24th of June for
Okay.
beginning installation. When we get more confirmation, we'll be in touch with the employee department head just to let them know for when people are coming through, when we have court, when we have things that they can't be in here. And the electro watchman, the gentleman I'm working with is very good about, make sure they schedule around things that they can't be making noise on for stuff
Okay.
too. So, and I think they're going to be shipping us the badge printer here sooner so we can start working on getting that done. So I'll be working with the department heads to design a badge and get the necessary information that's needed on there. I don't know, the sheriff's department is probably the one that has more unique requirements for what's actually is on their info, but we'll kind of go through that and show you guys some designs, I guess, and
okay,
make sure everything looks good. So
okay. Okay, anything else then?
I don't think so. Was there anything else? I guess, Samantha, you covered the
Covered the
monitors.
monitors.
So
Yep.
it'll be good with that. So
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay, so thank you,
yeah,
Travis.
thank you, gentlemen. Appreciate it.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. So last thing is old courthouse, new courthouse, which is your department.
So last week, when we discussed all of this, we decided to outsource the mowing, contract it out to somebody, but we didn't officially make a full motion to approve the mower. I did have Aubrey run this bid. She's the one who gave us the quote for $150 every time they mow. I did have her mow the first time. So, they're willing to do it for the whole entire season. I do think we should do it seasonally, like every year, take new bids. And it's kind of too late in the season. Well, it is posted right now,
It
and
is posted
but
until.
nobody has came in. But rather than waiting in a couple more weeks, I would prefer that we just, for the time being, the person who did give us a quote and is willing to mow, do it for this season. And then next year we'll just start doing taking the bids.
yeah.
Yep, every year start taking a bid for the snow removal, bid for the mowing. Does that sound good?
Is that legal without bidding? I just,
well,
Yes.
we've advertised it
We
already.
advertised it.
So far, they're the only ones that.
How long
put it
have we
in.
advertised it, Sam?
It went into the paper for the 1 week.
Yeah.
I didn't look for it in the paper, so
Right.
I'm assuming it got in the paper. But let me see when I have it.
And according to the Century Code, the only items that we need to take official bids on is road work and fuel.
that's fine. That's good enough.
Yep.
That's all I asked.
Yep. Other than that, but we still do, because we have a lot of people who do snow removal, so it's kind of nice to open it up to let them each,
Right.
I know, that's
It's an
correct. I mean, I'm
And-
agreeable as long as I'm not
But
gonna get into trouble.
I don't have a problem per se of them doing it, but do you think that can we just have them mow it again and let our advertising go?
We could do that, yeah,
Yeah,
just so it goes the full 2 weeks, you mean, for the
Yeah,
advertising?
before we-
So
Yeah, sure.
applications and bids need to be accepted until May, or are accepted until May 30th.
Okay.
And then you
Okay.
guys would talk about it
I
at your
think
next
have them
meeting.
Do it again.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'll just have them mow it until then, and then we'll finalize
Right.
the bids or
Yeah.
whatever. Yes, that will be just fine.
Okay, that'd be great.
And with the weather right now, who knows how much mowing is gonna be
Right.
done?
Keeps raining.
Oof.
Yeah.
Okay,
I did get a quote, from Dane, for the weed mowing, so I will bring that back at your next meeting too. Unless you guys want to discuss that now. And then I do have, a person coming in to give us a quote for carpet cleaning, but he will be here on this Thursday to do that. So I don't have that for you as well.
the
And then
window.
The window, when have we gotten a bid from anybody?
Oh, we already got the window clean. I approved it. Told him it's a go, quarterly, but he can't come in until July because he's already is,
Booked.
they already booked out.
Were you closed on
Through
your?
your window, John.
Brightway window cleaning is
It's a
who we
little
got the
bit better
bid
than
from.
rain,
Yeah,
but.
That's just.
And they come here already to
Oh.
Cooperstown and they do like the.
This was the
drugstore.
price then that we talked about last meeting then.
Yep.
Okay.
So they're currently booked until July, so he'll add us then, so look going forward, it'll be April, July, October and January. And if you prefer different months, please let them know. They're very open with the scheduling, so
You get a couple warm days in January, so I think they'll be all right.
yeah.
If you can get them cleaned in the winter though, it is so
Yeah.
nice.
Yes,
Well, and I know, like I said, they do need to be cleaned, so that's a big important thing, and, that's a huge, huge image of the courthouse too,
oh,
having clean windows.
you stand out here and you can just see how dirty the windows are, and it's like,
Has
oh,
it, has it,
July.
has it ever
but-
been done?
Huh?
Has it ever been done?
I think the windows were cleaned when we first moved in here. I think
Oh.
Deb cleaned them.
That was it.
I believe so. I
Okay.
don't know that for a fact, but I do believe so.
Yeah.
Do they do the inside and outs too?
Yes,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
The two prices there.
Oh,
yep, there was outside only.
I guess I,
75.
yeah, no, you're right.
And I told him do
Oh, I
both,
see,
do
yeah.
it all,
I see.
because some of these ones that are inside are still way up high,
Yeah, and I know-
and
And that's, whoever, comes back or whoever does the cleaning or maintenance. Just them being high and everything else, it's a big safety deal, so let's just keep it a contract deal, so that we don't have to worry.
I figured the housekeeper could do like the entryway, because that's all glass. Those get smudged up, so they
Mhm.
could do those on, when they need to be done.
Okay.
Where do the funds come from?
The custodian
Budget.
budget,
Yeah,
Budget in there, so.
Yep.
yep,
And there's money in there?
Mhm.
yeah,
No, I just,
there's still funds in there.
Sam didn't let me in on the meeting because of that.
I do, well, speaking of that,
I got
I think we need to come up with a good way to communicate. I think we need to do individually text everybody, because we don't always, now that we don't get the emails, it just is
That's exactly
uploaded.
right.
Oh, she had my home phone,
Yeah.
the landline, and so it didn't quite come through.
Can-
And
Oh.
we corrected it.
Can you
so-
still put them to the, like, just to us, to the Gmail account still or not, or is that still a pain? Like it used to before,
Oh, just send an email saying
Or
there is a
email,
meeting,
or
but
something.
even then, it's kind of nice when, we'll try, if you could let us know if you schedule a special meeting.
Yes, that's what I'm
Oh,
saying.
my
That'd be
text-
nice if you would
my
do that.
text
What's
was-
easiest, what's easiest for you, Sam?
Well, if you guys get, like subscribed under the meeting notices or whatever, you guys would get all those meeting notices to your email when I schedule a meeting on the website, you guys would get that.
Oh,
And so you guys can do that. But then you're gonna get the updates when I update the meeting minutes. You're gonna get the updates when I push out the agenda. You're gonna get the updates for all of
Well,
that,
which is-
which would maybe be
Which is
good.
fine.
Yeah,
to me.
so if you just go and
Well, that way
subscribe.
you're basically, with being subscribed, you're basically any changes or added to it, you're informing us, so that way we're aware of it.
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Good idea.
So what do you have to do with, like on a phone? What do you have to do for you guys? What do you have to, would be the same?
So you just go to the website and just say like you want to subscribe to notices, meeting notices, and then you can then an email will be sent to you that says, a meeting has been updated or something like that. So then you would get all those.
Okay.
You still do that.
But then I would still put the packet on your guys' shared drive
Yeah.
as well.
No, I mean, you'll still do the other one for my phone.
I can text you.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
I can just make a group of you guys and
That would-
just
yeah.
let, you guys can't respond back to me.
No, correct. We
So
know.
it would just be me letting you
Just like
guys know
before.
that,
Yeah.
Emojis only.
yeah.
No.
And
Yeah, thumbs
I
up.
know, Sam, did Travis talk to you? He was saying that
If you discuss meeting, it's not
when
a meeting.
choosing between the
It's one
two
thing you can
screens
discuss in a
for the online
email or group
videoing,
visit.
they can only see that one. They
Mhm.
can't see that one.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So that's up to you guys of how you want to be viewed out there in the public as well. Do you want the camera to be the big picture and then your agenda in the corner? Or do you want the agenda to be the big picture and us in the corner? I guess that's,
I guess I'd say it should be us as a big picture in the agenda in the corner, but that's my personal reason because they
I-
can see us a lot better.
I did get some phone calls about that and I did have I don't know if he had done it yet, but I did get some phone calls that they would like to see you guys more than they would like to see the agenda and they were very upset about this. And so I did ask Travis to switch it, but then I was like, you know, once you switch it,
What-
then somebody's gonna be mad because they can't see the agenda and they can only see you. So I
So
guess
what was the feedback on this? They liked what they saw with this type system?
they like this system.
Okay.
We sound great, but they
Okay.
want to see the big, so right now, or at that point, the big picture was the agenda on the
Oh,
live
like now,
version.
Like now.
And then you guys are up in the
The corner.
corner and they would like to see it flipped.
Okay.
Uh,
Yeah, that's fine. If you want to do that. that's
Yeah,
fine. You can-
I did let Travis
That's
know and I'm
fine,
not sure
yeah.
what he ended up doing, if he did end up switching it or not, but
And I can see that because, like you can see Josh and Steph, and it's further back you get, the less you can see us. yeah.
right.
Of course,
I think you could even change your view here where Sam isn't the same size. You can change your audience to be us being the big picture and that one being the small. It's just the sake of playing with the layout viewpoint of it.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not all the way up to date on all of this stuff, so
Well, it's a
learning.
new system. It's gonna take time to get all the little kinks worked out and figured
But
out.
it sounds like the feedback so far is positive on it.
yes. And then I just talked to Emily this morning to ask if she was able to hear us and she said you all sound very good. So
Yeah.
that's very positive. So that's great.
Okay.
I think the microphones are great.
It makes it great when Rod's traveling and he is in,
Oh.
because we can hear you clearly instead of just on a
And
little phone.
everybody I could hear before it was really.
And there's no echo in the background when
Right.
something moves.
Yeah, we can hear you,
Like
we can hear you
before,
really
like,
good.
when Wayne would talk, it was just a faint whisper.
Yeah, we know it's when you're just way better. It's really good.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, it's good.
So that's all that I had with the old courthouse, new
Courthouse.
courthouse.
Okay,
And still just seeing if somebody will apply for
the position.
positions.
That
So,
went out as well.
yep.
Okay.
We were talking about another building. Just for, the library. Storage.
Oh, that's right.
Didn't you say Abraham's has that?
Yeah, he's got them advertised, if you can go by there, his, Abraham's
Oh,
lot
that's
down
right. I
there.
saw that, yeah.
They're advertised, and
How much are those, Rod?
he's asking $6,900 a piece for them.
How big are they?
Don't quote me. I think they're 12 by 14 or 12 by 16.
Okay,
And they're built to be moved. They got a full floor in them, so you don't need any concrete or
So
anything.
they're on a skid and
They're on
everything.
a skid. So, and they're metal building, metal roof, metal frame.
So how does that work? Like if we bring the mower or, I suppose we got the mower shed, but anything else, like if they gotta bring in do they have a ramp or some kind of ramp?
I don't think there is one. You'd have to build because the door is probably 8 inches. off the
That's
ground.
because I know some of the stuff, depending on how the size of it, they'll need a dolly to bring stuff in and out, so that'd be easy
Right.
to have a dolly.
It's just nice because I think right now a lot of the stuff is stored in Amberley's, in that
sure.
garage right there.
And she wants it out.
Yeah.
Right,
Okay,
and
okay.
there's stuff stored in one of the closets in one of the room on the very end. It was, there's a lot of supplies
And
stored
I
in
know
their
too,
rooms and
especially with
stuff,
some of the
so.
money we're getting back, we'll have money in the ARPA funds for stuff like that too. So we'll have money for
As far as the ARPA funds, we did over allocate, when we did all the projects, we over allocated, just in case
Yeah.
we came up short, then we already had those things. So we, just to, reminder that we did over allocate those funds. So when I went to go and report those, when it was the 98,000 for the sheriff's vehicle, I only had 13,000 left. So we did over allocate on those funds. We just have to kind of remember that that was done. We do have the 100,000 of the other ARPA COVID funds that we have not yet tapped into, so that is available and those can be used for anything. But just a reminder that we did over allocate.
Well, and then I know like with the security system, we get money back on that, on a grant too.
The 40,000, yep. So then that'll be another, that'll bring it down, but we still,
Well, we added things on there in case something was cheaper that we could still spend it because we had to pick things to.
Well,
spend
this
it
would
on.
be kind of security anyhow to get it out of that room that Amber wants.
Right.
I mean,
Well, and it's all in the garage there, and it is a disaster in there, and I feel bad for her because the original purpose of that garage is either for transporting prisoners, or like if they're their vehicle's iced up really bad, they have to bring it in here. It'd be good for
Thaw it out.
Yeah.
Well, she said now that she wants to even clean her vehicle in there because
Yeah.
of the
And that would,
details, I guess, are getting more stuff at the.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
can't use the stick.
and that would
Car
save,
wash.
that would save the county, instead of paying
Doesn't
for a
work.
car wash, they can wash everything here and it'd save them money too.
uh,
Cause everything's working. You got the floor heat working, right?
Correct.
So what do you
Floor heat's
think for either-
working, that forced air was always working. I know it got fixed in the past. And when I was kind of looking at everything, I did go kick it on. It kicked on, it worked fine. But the biggest thing is that floor heat, just because, well, like anything, heat rises
Mhm.
and, you get a vehicle in there, it's gonna thaw way better, and way faster in a floor heat.
Mhm.
So,
what do you think for either metal or wood or?
well, I think like
Long-term-
he said, that steel, because then it would really hold up a lot better.
Well, that's
too.
what I'm,
Right, I mean, the thing of it is, we don't have to paint it, don't have to shingle it,
that's what I'm getting at.
we don't have to pour concrete
Get
for
one
it.
of the
We want to
cheaper wood ones.
Yeah,
Wouldn't,
that's-
Why don't we, table it for right now and then take a peek at it through
Yeah.
the next meeting? How's
yeah,
that sound to
I
you
think
guys?
so, and get the
Take a
exact
look at
measurements,
it and look at it.
measure the door to make sure it's big enough that we can get everything.
We
in.
could, we also could too, since all this stuff is being taken out for the sheriffs, some of the stuff sheriffs and everything else, maybe we could have, I don't know, you or even the sheriff come look at it too as a secondary,
Evidence?
no, not evidence,
Jail.
no. Basically, as long as some other departments are saying, yep, no, this is big enough, this will help house our stuff type of deal.
Yeah.
I guess I'm thinking, get a little bit more of the department's opinion, saying that'll help them out too.
Oh, have them take a look at it.
Yeah, we'll take.
I don't think that would make any difference. I don't think Amberley cares because a lot of the stuff in there now, it's ladders and.
not even
junk
hers.
anyhow,
Not
not
hers, yeah.
sheriff
You're
stuff.
right.
The only thing I'd worry or would wonder about is the scaffolding that's in there. How tall is it? I mean, how?
It's not very tall, it's like 4 or 5 feet tall.
Okay, okay.
It'll
As
fit
long
right.
as long as that'll fit.
And there's not a whole lot, but it's enough to create an issue inside there. Okay, so.
My thought is, if we're going to outsource mowing always from this point forward, is it worth keeping a mower around or?
Why don't we just keep it for, the next year, just in case?
Okay.
And if it seems like we can keep doing these contracts, maybe they're looking to auction it off.
Okay,
Cause I just don't want to kick it out the door right away and run into issue, and then we have to
Yeah.
turn on buy another one.
Sure.
Cause if, yes, we're doing contracts now, but what if we do find somebody that wants to do it? Do a
Is that-
full-time maintain.
Is that the mower you use down at your plant?
It was
your
two of
place?
them, wasn't it?
Oh,
Oh, yeah,
there was 2 mowers for the county.
okay.
One was ours, one's the courthouse.
What size were they?
I'm trying to remember if it's 42-inch or something.
No, I meant the mower.
42-inch.
No, that's deck.
You mean
Oh,
horsepower?
horsepower. Oh, you mean,
They're probably like a 20 or 20.
There's usually a number on the side,
oh, yeah.
X350 or,
They're John Deere's, aren't they?
Yeah, probably.
You know,
X300
But
or
instead of
something.
selling it, do you think we should just take it down there for when yours quits and?
well, I think we just leave it up here for now,
Hmm.
as long as it belongs here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's in that building by the courthouse, the old courthouse.
Yep. Sitting there.
And if you guys do need to use it, you can come grab it. So,
You have the key for that building? Who's got the key for it?
I should get
I
some
don't know that.
Gas stabilizer in it.
Oh, Amber must have used it.
Yeah, because Amber mowed the first time.
So she must, she maybe had
Yep,
to have a key.
yep.
You know, otherwise it's gonna be,
Or it's
Yeah.
on
Just
lock.
get
Yeah,
gummed
I
up here,
don't know
right?
that.
I can ask.
Throw a little stable and then let it run for a couple minutes.
Talk to Amber, because I don't have a key.
No,
Yeah,
no,
cause
why
I think
didn't
I
I'm
would
not
think
sure.
of too.
what's that?
Cause that's something I would
had
think
the
of
key.
too.
But yeah, I just want to keep it for, I mean, I just want to keep it for a year or two, just in case
well,
we do
for-
find somebody full-time. That way we'll have it for.
Right.
Right. No, it's
Maybe,
fine.
if you don't contract out the people, I mean,
Yeah.
hire somebody full time and.
Yeah, I mean, I still want to
Yeah,
keep
right.
contracting. I think that way a contract, then we don't have to worry about it in general, period.
Sure.
But I think if for some reason we do find a full-time maintenance and that becomes part of it to save a little bit of coin, I mean, that's just hang on to it for a year or two.
Sure.
And like Rod said, let's get some stable on it just in case.
Okay,
Okay, anything else, guys? Now we'll go to future business.
Okay, so I have Tasha Kruger on the agenda.
Yep.
Your next meeting will be your tax equalization meeting.
We have Linda Morris on Zoom then,
Hopefully she'll be here.
in person, okay.
But I don't know that. What else did you guys want to update? So it'd be the old courthouse, new courthouse again. But I thought there was one other thing that you guys tabled, maybe not.
We tabled the storage shed thing.
Mhm.
We tabled that.
Maybe that's all.
Yeah, okay. Well, I'm sure there'll be other stuff to come about. So, okay, anything else, guys?
Well, I got one thing.
Sure, go ahead.
I think that we gotta make sure that all of the county employees respect each other. And that's probably our responsibility to ensure that happens.
Okay,
And but that's about all I want to say on that for now.
okay. So. Yep, point taken. So, okay. This is my favorite part of the meeting.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Motion by Avio to adjourn the meeting. Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Second by Zorn. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Same sign, motion carried. We're out of here. Next meeting is June, was it June?
June 9th. yeah.
June 9th at this court, at this room at 9:30 in the morning.
June 9.
Yep.
That late in the
Ta-
year
Yeah,
already.
times